How's everyone doing? This is your boy, Lord Thaddeus Gray. This one, hang on here, let me see if I can get this right here. There we go. Anyway, what I was saying is, this one isn't going to be about cryptids. It's going to be something that is important, though. I'm going to talk about how God has had his hand on me. This is about deliverance, to be honest with you. And what I mean by that is not just spiritual deliverance. Of course, that's the most important thing. I'm also going to be talking about how he helped me get out of bad situations. A lot of times by my own choice. As you guys know, I used to live in a group home for a little bit. I lived there twice, and there was a reason for this. The first time, I had a very bad psychotic break, as you all pretty much already know. I've kind of I've even done a couple of stories about it. Just leave it at that. But, anyway, before then, I was dealing with a lot of stuff. I was dealing with serious mental illness, and it was not, I'm not going to say it was unchecked because I was doing my best to do so where I could. I could have done better. But at the same time, a lot of things were happening at that time. I just lost my job. I've been forced to quit because my own mental faculties were failing me. I was overwhelmed. And unfortunately, during that period of time, I broke. I broke badly. You guys already know the experiences I had on that. But in that situation, the Lord placed me in a situation where I had to confront the fact that I was addicted at that time to my own. I was abusing things, mainly pills. I wasn't abusing alcohol too much at that time. Excuse me. But I was definitely doing foolish things at that time. And he sent, me in the path of Gwen and Stacy. And they helped me. Like I said, they definitely helped me for that time. I'm always going to be grateful to them for that. That was an example of the Lord's intervention. Because had I not been, how can I say this? Had I not been made aware, I think even other addicts that I was talking to at the time were like, bro, you're going to be heading down a much worse road. Just watch. Luckily, it stopped before that went down. And it forced me to change the way I think and also definitely the way I do things. When it came to how I see life and how I take care of my business. I was in a situation where it was only $500, but at that time it was a lot of money. The thing is, I lost out on that, and that wasn't what made me quit. What made me quit was I got caught doing foolish things. And I finally just said, man, it ain't worth all this, I quit. And that's just the facts. And then, of course, you guys already know about my mom passing. I moved back in with my parents. And yeah, that was another mess. Because I was not ready to face myself. In some ways, I'm still not. But I have no choice now. And then my mom passed, and then I went back to where I was. And that really, right now, is what I'm going to tell you about. During that period of time, one of the ladies who ran the place, that was telling me, it was very, I was dealing with a lot at that time. Leave it at that. Some things are just personal. And some of my own actions were foolish. But they told me, man, Wes, I've been praying to the Lord to get me away from people who would stress me out and just better my life in general. Little did I know, later events that night would pretty much put me on the path to where I'm at now, ironically. See, I didn't understand how Daddy works. I still don't. No one really does. You just know that he acts in your best interest, whether you sometimes like it or not. What he will do is he'll even back you into a corner sometimes. Whether you want it or not, again, you most likely do not, but you need it. He'll back you into a corner, make you realize, he'll wake you up. And the way things happened afterward, I found my own place, I was able to live on my own, and just doing what I need to do. Things I never thought I could do, but I found that I can. It was a very amazing thing to have happen. Just gonna leave it at that. And of course, meeting DW, as well as the others who I've interacted with almost on a daily basis, this has helped me. The Lord will place people in your path for a season, until, either they become detrimental to you or maybe you to them. And then he sends you on your way to another path. That's what people don't understand. They always want things to stay the same. And believe me, I don't like change. I hate it, actually, in some ways. But I've had to learn that change is necessary. And the Lord will place things in your path that you don't think you can handle. And he's just like, be quiet, step back, and let me do my work. And that is how I have learned that the Lord will help you. They're simple things. I'm telling you, they're important things. He will guide you. Now, of course, this is meant for those who have the faith. For those who do not, they have their own path. But there you go. I'm going to tell you guys right now, he will deliver you. He will help you. Don't give in, especially in these troublesome times. They're bad right now, it seems. Especially with the stuff that happened, I think it was in Memphis. A lot of people are angry, rightfully so. That video wasn't cute to watch. It was harsh. But I'm going to tell you this. What happened to that young man was not good, and there will be justice. I'm almost positive of that. The Lord works in his own way. But also, at the same time, don't let this be a distraction. There's going to be a lot of people who are distracted from the bigger picture. You have things going on abroad. You have other things that are much more important to pay attention to. I'm not discounting the suffering that man's family went through. My heart goes out to them. But I'm just telling you, don't let things that are brought up by design to distract you from the bigger picture. And that is so important. Whether it be politicizing one thing or another, don't let that distract you. Your own choice is your own choice, whatever it is. But I'm telling you, pay attention to the bigger picture. The Lord's going to guide us all through it. But it's best to sit back and observe and not react out of excess emotion. I'm bad about that sometimes myself, so I have to be careful with this. But either way, I figured maybe putting, a little bit of the details of my story out there, which you guys already know, but bringing it up to help you all understand that the Lord is with you and not to give in to fear. I figured this might hopefully help someone. I'm just going to leave that there. You guys, for right now, be blessed and you be safe.